Now let's take a quick look on this simple program. Now I'll explain you what does this simple program means. Now here we have started with public class Hello World. So this Hello World is a class. This writing class Hello World, it just indicates that we are creating a new class named as Hello World. That is the name of the class. Public is the access modifier, which specifies whether it can be accessed by outside world or not. So if we write public, that means it is accessible to all, to everyone outside this particular package. Whereas if we write private, then it is not accessible to anyone outside this. Now, inside this class, we start the class detailing with the curly brace. There is an open curly brace. We will always have a closing curly brace opposite to that. Always. Now, whatever we write inside this, that will become the property of that particular class. After this, we have written your public static void main. Again, what is public? Public is the access modifier. Access modifier means that whether what kind of permission we are giving to this particular class or method. Whether we are allowing it to be accessed by other members outside this particular class, or we are not allowing, or we are just limiting the access to this particular class to the members of this class. So specifying public means it is accessible outside. After this, it is written static. Static, here we are writing static because normally if we want to use anything of a class, we always instantiate that particular class as an object and then we access any method. But in this case, the main method is like a mandatory thing. If you, whatever the Java execution starts, it starts with main method. So of course, now we are going to use this particular class and it has to be used before instantiating it, right? We are not going to create the object first. Before creating any object, we need to use this class. So we cannot instantiate that before. That is why we are writing here static. Writing static means there is no need to instantiate this particular class and we can directly use this method. So the main purpose of static is to avoid the instantiation of that particular class and it can be used directly. Then this is the void. Void means every method, either it can return some value or it cannot return the value. Now the main method will not return the value. That is why here it is written void, just to say that it is not going to return any output. Means it's not going to return any value. This is the main method. This is the main method is the method which is actually how it is the place from where the actual Java execution starts. So when we click on run, it actually the execution starts from here. So this is the most important method. Now, in a particular, there is a possibility that there can be a very complex, complicated project or complicated class definitions. We can have multiple classes, but remember one thing: we can have only one main method because the execution of the code will start from only one main method. So we can have only one main method. Then these are now inside this round bracket, we can see the parameters. These are the parameters that we pass through to pass to the method. The parameter type over here for the main method, it is string. String is a class, and here we are using arguments as the instantiation of this class of string. Arguments is an array. That is why here we can see there is a square bracket. It is an array. Array is basically the collection of similar kind of objects together. So through this particular parameter, we are actually passing whatever we want to pass through our command prompt line. Whatever input we want to pass to this main method, we can pass through this. Now, this is a very simple program. So here I cannot show you the exact example what we are passing to it, but it is basically used to pass anything that we want to pass to the main method. And that particular thing which we are passing it to it, it is stored as a argument string of array. Now, this particular method's definition, again, it starts with a curly brace and it ends with a curly brace. So here in this definition, in this method definition, we can see what we have written a single simple line that is a system.out.println. So system is again a class. We are trying to access out from the system class println, and there we are just typing whatever we want it to be shown. Now, basically, this particular method is basically used to, its property is to display, is to take whatever we want to display, it will take it and it will display it on our run screen. That is the main property of it. So this is the explanation of our simple Java class with the main program. This is what public static void means. And always remember, main is case sensitive if we are writing like this. Okay, so this is different. This main is different from this main. So Java is case sensitive, so we need to understand it. It has to be small letters, and both are different. Most of the Java programs they end with semicolon. All the lines, most of the things they end with semicolon. That's it. Thank you.